Hi, it's Mary Michael filming Joe's demo.
Wikispeed, Lynnwood, Washington, United States shop, October 29th, 2015. I'm here with Mary Michael Justice, one of my sisters, and myself. David Mullen just left with Michelle. Earlier today, David Bell was here, and earlier today, Lorena was here. Here's what got done. Lorena produced a historical burn down chart of all of Wikispeed's team velocity across the last 3 years. She actually made a burn up chart. She's going to make an update after showing it to me of she skipped in the chart months where she didn't have velocity data. Either we didn't do anything or we didn't record it and we can only track recorded velocity. I asked her to insert those blank months so we can see what the trend shape actually looks like mapped over the calendar year. She's going to do that. She said she'll try by next Thursday. That'll be even cooler. But the historical burn up chart was made of Wikispeed velocity, and it's going to be in iteration 2 next week. Mary Mike demoed the in-progress shop storage plan to store, well, we have all kinds of stuff. So we do Scrum classes here now with Scrum Inc. My wife runs a play group with her friends in some of the Team Wikispeed shop, and we're not building. And then we build cars here all the time, every week. So how are we going to store those 3 things when we're not doing all 3 at once? Mary Mike came up with some sharp suggestions, and I saw a demo of that in progress work. Then, correct Joe's horrible mistake. Here's what it is, and David Bell corrected it. Here is suspension version 29. Between suspension version 1 and 29, they all used the same mount points. You can barely see, there's 4 bolts per side. 1, 2, there's down here you might not be able to see 3, 4, and 4 on the other side. 5, 6, 7, 8. They've used exactly this bolt mount pattern ever since version 1. Somewhere, I think in version 31, I drew the CAD wrong. I put the wrong dimension where those holes are put. So when this suspension plate, which is the mount plate for V31, when this was water jet cut, the holes didn't line up. That's my horrible mistake. I broke our own contract in this prototype. So I'm going to have to make V32 just about immediately so they line up again so we can swap them back and forth. So the correct Joe's horrible mistake is David Bell, to at least prototype with these parts that I already paid to get water jet cut, he drilled new holes into locations that match this one. That's a full-on problem because it breaks the modular interface. We can't swap them back and forth and mail them to each other easily anymore. So at least he got them attached so we can test these rear suspensions, and I'll attach the rest of this, I hope, during the next week with the team. But V32 is going to have to come post-haste, so it has a matching contract. And that's what got done today. So tips that made today faster or happier that other shops might benefit from. 1, if you have 2 interfaces, the mount plates or from any of the modules, put them back to back together and see if you can slide bolts between the 2 to verify they line up. That's something I wish I'd done earlier that would have caught this catch earlier. So I'll recommend that now. That would have helped me out. Another is for shop storage. Have a shop storage plan before you think you need it to keep walkways clear, and it's like an empty cup. If you have an empty bay in a shop, you can build something. If you are already building something in that bay, you're max capacity. So having a shop storage plan and revisiting that as often as you're building new stuff seems to be helping me right now. Thanks very much for jumping on that. Third, making a burn up easier. Here's the tip that I've found. This might have been an earlier demo video. Each card is labeled small, medium, large, extra large. We also have extra small. That's great for comparing relative sizing. T-shirt sizes is what this is called. But you can't add them up easily into a burn-up chart unless you have reference stories with an encoder. Here are our current reference stories. Extra small, film a demo video. What's happening right now? That's worth 1 point. That's an extra small. Small, look up a value online posted in the shop. We called that small a 3. A medium, for example, bolt a module onto our vehicle. That's about the time it takes to change a tire. We call that a 5, 5 points. A large, fabricate a bracket, so making a bracket using our milling machine, maybe a bender, maybe laying it up in composites. We call that an 8. An extra large is dropping an engine. So taking a donor car and dropping an engine to later be packaged into a module, we give that 13 points. Notice these stepped according to the Fibonacci sequence where you add the previous 2 digits to the next, but we skip 2. That means the bigger it is, the less we know about it. So it's not, is it a 12 or a 14? It's either a 13 or it's an 8. If it's larger than a 13, we split it and talk about it as smaller pieces of work. This magic encoder lets us map these small, medium, large stories to points burning down, so we have a trend and know how much work we're likely to get done in the next month or by New Year's, which is our next product owner exercise. So the point mapping helps there. The second piece is stable reference stories allow us to check our estimates and verify that we're estimating the same amount of work. We can check our stories. Is that really a small? Let's compare it to the reference story. And that helps us keep consistent estimation even when team members change. Those are the tips I've got so far for today. I hope that helps teams wherever you are. Thanks, folks.